this point if they've located the car?
I have no idea. We haven't left the room, so I don't know.
All right.
Chances are, if they gave us that, maybe.
I don't know exactly where the guy's shop is. Just driving around, she said, you know, oh, by the way, that's the guy that works on the car.
I mean, it's just amazing. This whole thing's amazing, isn't it?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I can't believe it.
You know, and
it's one thing for
while
people
we're
to
doing
talk.
that, do you mind if I keep talking to them while they're waiting for that?
That's fine.
And I'll close the door so we can keep
I
going.
think I could get a glass of water, and I'm gonna probably have to take a leak here in about another
Sure.
30 minutes.
Okay.
Why don't you go?
Do you need a break? Let's clarify this, and then we'll take a break.
Let's clear this. A question has come up.
Yeah, just a point of clarification, and I actually, now that I read these rights, it probably answers itself. Number 2 says, if you do not consent to search, any evidence observed or obtained by such search can be used against you in a court of law. So my question is, because this item, you know, if there's evidence recovered in this car, and because he gave that information pursuant to this discussion that was under this use immunity cloak, does that mean that if he does consent, that evidence can't be used against him?
In what regard? Do you have a specific concern as to what he may be charged with as a result of the gun?
At this point, from what I've heard, I don't. But if there was any issue as far as being accessory after the fact regarding, I haven't heard anything right now that would, except for, I think she's told him about the gun, but I don't think he had anything to do with it getting there.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I just came back yesterday. I got off
Understood.
yesterday like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Do you understand the sense of fruit of this
Right, I
discussion?
understand. If the gun is produced as a result of the statement that he's made, then it would not be able to be used against him. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Does that answer your, I mean, you didn't ask the question, but do you understand what he said?
Unless
Okay.
there is evidence that would tie you to that gun that is generated totally independent of your statement, that would indicate that you have committed a crime involving that gun. Do you understand?
Oh, yes. No,
Okay.
I haven't committed a crime involving that gun.
Let me clarify to make sure we're clear on the record. Your statement, that gun being produced solely by your statement, we would not be able to use that gun against you if that gun was used in the commission of a crime by you. However, if there's independent evidence that is obtained outside of your statement, and that we do not use your statement in order to obtain that information that indicates that you did commit a crime involving that gun, then it could be used against you.
It's never happened.
Then
I don't have any problem with
Then
that.
there's-
I've never even fired the gun.
then there's no problem.
Okay.
Are you satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
So you are consenting to the search of your car so we can recover that weapon?
Yes.
Okay. I'll need your signature down
If you
there.
do, I'll just wait for it and take it outside.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to use the restroom and get some water.
So we're probably going to give him
I
just a
can take a
little
break
bit.
anyway. That's fine.
All right. Can we get that, Graham?
Yes, sir. Take care of it.
Thank you. All right. And y'all want to take a couple minutes?
Yes, sir. Sure. That's what the paper said.
Well, I can see that if the money connection thing was true, then I can see where they would be involved.
You know, and again, and I won't clarify it, because he was a shark, basically. Tice and others wanted him gone.
That was the way I
Tell me,
understood it.
and I know speculation doesn't really count. What exactly did Patrick tell you? Because I'm surely you said, well, why would he want him taken out?
Well, I didn't understand that.
Exactly. So did you ask him to clarify it?
Yeah. I mean, I asked him, I wanted all the information I could have, you know, because I didn't understand what the deal was with the guy. And he said that cab, and I guess from what he alluded to, you know, that some of these other guys were tired of paying or didn't want to pay or couldn't pay the loans back
To who?
to Mr. Billings.
Okay.
And I assumed also that one of them, whichever one of them, I don't know, but whichever one of them wanted to step into that role.
One is this.
Well,
No,
That's
no,
yours,
that
Lee.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I got Diet Coke. We can probably fill them up from those and go from there. If you
Okay.
bring us one more, that'd be
I'll bring
awesome.
one more and I'll knock on the door.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
man, y'all don't believe in heat around here?
Actually, I'm hot.
I am too.
I can't hardly breathe.
Maybe it's just my nerves are shot. In fact, I'm
Let me
tired.
ask him something real quick.
Sure.
Uh,
Come on.
I understand,
Put up.
but that could be important. So I'll go ahead and
No,
sign
we were talking about why we wanted, but I think we got more important questions real quick.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay. When did the safe get buried, or when did she tell you the safe got buried?
I don't know. When did,
Either one. If you don't know when the safe got buried,
I don't know.
when did she first tell you the safe got buried?
Yesterday.
She told you about it yesterday.
It was not right away.
Okay. So she told you yesterday the safe was buried. What did she tell you about the circumstances of the safe getting buried? Who buried it? When did it get buried?
She buried it.
She buried it herself.
She didn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Did you buried it before we went over there?
I don't know that. I can't answer that. I guess.
So the entire time it's been in your backyard buried.
I am assuming that.
Under some bricks.
I am assuming that. That's, you know, I mean, she told me that it was under the bricks.
And she said she did it herself.
She put it there because she didn't know what to do. She was freaking out.
And who put the gun in your car?
I guess she did.
Did
Or
she
she
tell
did.
you, or do you guess?
No, she told me that she did.
Did she say when she did?
No.
And when was the first time she told you about that?
Yesterday as well.
Okay. Let's get back to this conversation where we first talk about the incident. And y'all are discussing it, unless you had somewhere else you want to go.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Now, you said she was freaking out, but let's kind of get to the details she gave you. What details did she relate to you when she finally decided to talk to you about this incident? Discuss what had happened.
She told me that Patrick had been questioned. Patrick's father had been questioned. Never met Patrick's father either. She had met him, but
Okay.
she went with Patrick and his dad to an estate attorney, I guess, because
Let's get back to what she told you about that day.
she told me that they had been questioned and that Patrick's father had been arrested for whatever it was at the time. And that was it, basically. I mean, she didn't
So she picks up the phone and says,